Song Yadong versus Marlon Vera takes place on the main card of UFC Fight Night Jacksonville Overeem versus Harris this weekend, and I can't wait for this fight. In fact, this is my most anticipated fight on the entire card this weekend. You've got Ige versus Barboza. Great fight, don't get me wrong, but in terms of skill, I've been paying attention to Marlon Vera and Song Yadong individually for a very long time, and I'm so glad that these two accidentally got paired up with each other. They were both supposed to be having fights coming up soon. Now, during this whole mismatch of a pandemic, Song Yadong and Marlon Vera have been put together. They're taking this fight at featherweight rather than bantamweight because they accepted to fight with each other on short notice. So I'm assuming they didn't want to cut all the weight and they mutually agreed, hey, let's just do this at catchweight. Well, not really catchweight, but let's just do this upper weight class at featherweight because, hey, we're both going to perform better. However, I don't think Song Yadong's going to perform better at featherweight than he would do at bantamweight. If this fight was at bantamweight, I would probably pick Song Yadong to beat Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera after that weight cut and Song Yadong having all of that explosive power in the first round, I think would really favour Song Yadong. This being at featherweight, in my opinion, really does favour Marlon Vera and switches the whole fight completely. Marlon Vera is not going to drain himself for a weight cut. Marlon Vera is the naturally bigger guy. Marlon Vera's got the massive reach advantage of 9 centimeters, which is about 4 inches. That's an amazing reach advantage to have, especially being that small in those lower weight classes. And Marlon Vera knows how to use his reach very well, so he's going to be applying that. But Song Yadong is a savage. Okay, I very much understand that. He's a very dangerous opponent. He's very fast twitch muscle. I like watching him fight because you never know what's going to happen. Okay, he's been on an absolute tear recently until his fight with Cody Stamann, which went to a draw because he got a point deducted from an illegal knee. A lot of people thought Cody Stamann should have won that fight because of the illegal knee, but come on. It was a close fight either way. I disagree with the decision as well, but I'm willing enough to accept that Song Yadong put in a really competitive performance against Cody Stamann. And Cody Stamann is a guy who had a competitive performance against Aljamain Sterling. Cody Stamann hasn't lost to no schmucks in that division. He's lost to the best of the best at bantamweight. And Song Yadong looked pretty damn good against him for a 22-year-old. Of course, Song Yadong, when he first broke onto the scene in the UFC, he said he wanted to beat John Jones's record to be the youngest ever champion. It's looking less than likely now with his last performance against Cody Stamann. However, this fight can get him back on track. But Marlon Vera recently, man, I don't know what he's discovered in his own game, but he is on a 5-fight tear right now in the bantamweight division, and that is very difficult to do. Putting on a win streak at bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, these divisions is very difficult. I don't care at light heavyweight. Guys can go on streaks until they hit the title shot. Same with heavyweight as well. In these lower weight classes, to put together that many wins against so many different styles of opponent in the bottom of the bantamweight food chain, Marlon Vera's risen on top. Like, he's the top of the bottom right now in terms of bantamweights. I'd even put him above Sean O'Malley in terms of prospects. I thought he was going to beat Jimmy Rivera when that fight was signed. I think Marlon Vera is going to beat Song Yadong. I think he's going to beat Song Yadong by winning this fight as it goes along. I think Song Yadong's going to have a huge advantage in the first round, but Marlon Vera chops away at guys, man. He chops away at guys, he works on them a little bit first, he studies them a little bit in the first round, he gets his pace, he starts putting his pace on you in that second round and eventually in the third. A lot of guys break if he hasn't finished them already, but then if he hasn't finished, he's just going to beat you up for 3 rounds anyway. I like Marlon Vera in this fight. If I had to design a person to beat Song Yadong, I would need him to have a great chin and a great ability to weather a storm, which Marlon Vera has, and he has shown in his career many times. His fight against Nohelin Hernandez came in on short notice and knew, I've got to take this guy out early or he's going to beat me up. And he tried everything on Marlon Vera, but Marlon Vera stayed calm, stayed patient. He knew what he was going to do when he gets out of these bad positions, and when he does weather the storm, he's going to come out on top, and he's eventually going to start chopping guys down. Even the fight between him and Andre Ewell was close in that first round, but it doesn't matter about the first round with Marlon Vera, I'm thinking. However, with Song Yadong, you need to have a great chin, which Marlon Vera has. Song Yadong slows in the later rounds, so I need a guy who's going to weather a storm and then come back and bring his own. Marlon Vera also does that. I need a guy who can mix in kicks, because Song Yadong owns the hand realm of the bantamweight division. He's got great boxing. I need a guy who's going to be able to chop at his legs. Marlon Vera, throw body kicks, throw head kicks. He throws everything with his legs. He's got great kicks. He sets them up very well as well. He's got great hands with a massive long reach, a huge reach advantage over Song Yadong. I think he's going to win this fight. I really like Song Yadong. He had a great fight against Cody Stamann, but a lot of people are judging Song Yadong because they've only really known of him since he fought Cody Stamann, and then before that when he fought, I think it was Alex Perez in his last fight where he got a KO. Alejandro Perez, a different Perez if you do excuse me. He got a big KO there, but people forget about before then. You know, you can't just start paying attention to these guys once they get a big KO. He fought Vince Morales. Morales was doing pretty damn decent against Song Yadong. Actually, they were even on strikes coming into the second round. Morales was doing very good. I like Morales, but Morales ain't no fucking Marlon Vera, if you know what I'm saying. Song Yadong, if he doesn't KO guys, it can lead to a very competitive decision. I'm not willing to bet that Marlon Vera is going to get KO'd by Song Yadong. Marlon Vera has never been KO'd in his career before. He's been hit by bombs in his career before, and he eats them so well, and he comes back twice as strong. I think moving up in weight is really going to affect Song Yadong here, because Song Yadong is fast twitch muscle. Even if he doesn't go for KOs every time, he can't help himself. His muscles are built in a way to be fast twitch. Everything that happens, he gives a massive reaction, a massive exertion of energy. He throws a huge combo that looks really crisp and fast, but not like Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera will wait back. He'll prod with you. He'll prod at you with a jab. He's not even trying to land the jab. He's just putting it out there in your face. Then he'll test you with a combo. Then he'll start working the leg kicks and throw them lackadaisical. Then he'll start picking up the pace as the fight goes on. I just feel as though the fast twitch muscle for Song Yadong, with them having this fight at featherweight, it's only going to favour Marlon Vera. With this fight being at featherweight, what does that change? The weight cut, which means KOs are going to be less frequent. If Marlon Vera was draining himself to bantamweight, I might even pick Song Yadong in this fight to get the KO in the first round and land that big shot. With Marlon Vera not cutting all that weight as the bigger guy here, that's going to be a big advantage for him for weathering that storm in the first round, and also having the energy to put the pressure on Song Yadong in the later rounds. And I feel like all the weight extra that Song Yadong is going to be carrying into this fight is going to be a little bit unusual for him. And when you have fast twitch muscles, they react without you even telling them to sometimes. And I feel like with the extra weight on him come fight night, I think all of that fast twitch movement from Song Yadong is going to lead to him getting more tired. It is going to lead to him getting more tired. I know a lot of guys say that weight cuts are going to improve cardio, but sometimes having that extra weight, as a really explosive guy, you saw it with Conor McGregor moving up in weight class. Like, Conor McGregor had no problem going 3 rounds at featherweight, but he moved immediately up to 170, and you could see it on him. His body was still doing the same fast twitch muscle things, but he just couldn't do it anymore because of the extra weight he had on him, and it was a completely different situation because he had staph infection, and I understand. But you will note, however, that when guys go up in weight that are fast twitch muscle, you know, they tend to exert themselves a bit more, and their body is used to doing something that they did at a lower weight class. And I know this isn't a massive jump up in weight for Song Yadong, but those little things really do matter to me. I think the weight cut not being there benefits Marlon Vera way more than it does Song Yadong, and I think it's going to come into play in this fight. I think Marlon Vera is going to walk him down. He's going to land the bigger shots. Something I do want to mention as well is when Song Yadong throws hands, he owns the hand realm of the bantamweight division. I think I've said that before in this video. He's got great hands, slick boxing, his kicks are good as well, but Marlon Vera's kicks are better, and he's very good at keeping guys on the end of them and prodding at them with a front kick, with his leg kicks. The leg kicks are going to be huge in this fight for Marlon Vera. Song Yadong, when he goes to plant his feet and throw his hands, as I just said it, the feet are planted towards the ground. Like, they're just stuck there, waiting for a leg kick to chop at them. And if Marlon Vera is going to be looking to weather a storm in the first round, going for the legs, going for the body early is going to be a huge beneficial moment for him. I think he's going to start to turn the tide as the fight goes on. I wouldn't even be surprised if he got dropped and dominated in the first round, but I know that he's going to come back twice as strong in the second and third. Marlon Vera could get KO'd here. I think if I was Song Yadong, I'd almost want this fight at bantamweight. You know, he's the guy with all the KO power in the early rounds. You'd want Marlon Vera to drain himself down to bantamweight because he's a huge, huge bantamweight. But just now, I don't think Song Yadong's going to beat Marlon Vera. I don't see him KOing Marlon Vera in the first round. I can maybe see him dropping Marlon Vera, maybe rocking him. But as we've seen in Song Yadong's career, he fights a lot of great guys and sometimes he gets big KOs. But when he doesn't get that big KO, it can lead to a very, very competitive fight against guys like Vince Morales. If Vince Morales can make it competitive, if you can't get a KO in the first round, Marlon Vera is going to see that and do better than him. And he's going to make it not only competitive, but he's going to start to change the tide and put work on you, because that's what Marlon Vera does. He breaks guys down, and he last did it to Andre Ewell in spectacular fashion. Marlon Vera is going to win. I do want to pay attention to Song Yadong's career here. He's very, very young. So I understand that he's going to be evolving very quickly, but Marlon Vera is also very young. They have a similar amount of experience here. He's training at Team Alpha Male, which means that they're not going to tell him to do anything differently after the draw to Cody Stamann. They're not, because Team Alpha Male refused to learn from their mistakes. That's why TJ Dillashaw left the gym and came back to be champion again. Team Alpha Male never addressed mistakes, and even when Song Yadong was saying no to the decision, Uriah Faber can be seen in the octagon saying, don't do that, it was a draw. You can see it on him. No, don't say no to the decision, it was a draw. I don't know, Team Alpha Male is just the worst team possible for Song Yadong, in my opinion, in terms of correcting him. And if you look throughout his career here, he was fighting for Rough 10. Okay, he was fighting for the Rough, whatever organization that is, and he went up to 1 FC. He lost there in his big jump up. Then he went back to a lesser division. Then he went back to 1 M1, tried to jump up again and lost. Then he got sent back to WLF, and he tried to jump up again and he lost. Back to WLF. Tried to jump up again. He finally broke through into the UFC, but I just feel like Marlon Vera is going to break him, man. I really do. I think the leg kicks are there all day for him. The front kicks to the body are there all day for him. And eventually Song Yadong's amazing knockout power is not going to be there in the second round. It's not going to be there in the third round. And Marlon Vera is going to tangle him up, make him work, and eventually break him down and make him quit in the third round. I'm predicting a third round TKO by Marlon Vera. I think he gets the jump on him. And I think it's a great pick. Being at featherweight only benefits the guy who's going to have to take a storm of punishment in the first round. And that's not going to benefit Song Yadong. Marlon Vera gets the job done. He's a way more natural featherweight anyway. He's going to get a jump on Song Yadong. Song Yadong's got a bright future, 22 years of age. If he loses this one, I'm sure he's going to bounce back. I've just seen too many fights of his that are way too close. And I'm not going to judge him off of his best performances. I'm going to judge him off of his mean performances. And not mean as in angry and horrible. The mean as in the average. If you know what I'm saying. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. Goodbye.